Hello and welcome to this tutorial video for my favorite writing, sharing, and editing tool, Google Documents. Google Docs, as it is sometimes called, is a word processing program developed by Google to be very easy to use. If you're familiar with other word processors such as Microsoft Word, WordPad, WordPerfect, or Apache OpenOffice, you'll recognize a lot of the same tools along the toolbar at the top, including this word count feature that allows you to see how many pages, words, characters, or characters excluding spaces that you have in your document. There's also these little red squiggly lines which you see in other word processors that show you that it thinks you've misspelled a word, and you can of course add to your personal dictionary to update this and avoid seeing these lines again in the future. You can also give your document a title by using this little title up at the top here, and you can click this star icon to add it to your favorites in your Google Drive. This is now in my favorites, hooray. And you can also click this little button here to move it to any of the folders that you have up here at the top. So it also has an auto-saving feature. Right here I didn't capitalize Google. Let me fix that for a moment. Up here it says saving, and if you wait a few seconds it says all changes saved in Drive. This is one of the things that sets Google Documents apart from other word processors. It's stored on an online cloud drive powered by Google servers. What this means is that not only will you never lose access to your files, Google autosaves for you. So when you see this up at the top, that it means everything's saved on your online cloud drive. So even if you make an edit that you didn't mean to and you log out without noticing, you can, not there, I forgot where it was, let's see, version history. You can actually look up a version history of this, and it'll come up with a series of versions in the past where you've logged out. I guess it's only going back a few versions, so be a little careful with that. But if you accidentally log out, it will save your files. So, how do I go back there? Forgive me, there's some of these features I'm not too familiar with. However, it also syncs up with your other devices. So Google Drive is obviously prevalent across all devices such as your smartphone or tablet. So you can in fact use offline mode, which basically means that were I to, let me see, lose access to the internet for a moment, let me just turn this off. I have a slow computer. Let's just turn off the Wi-Fi for a second. So now up at the top here, in a moment, it'll tell me this little icon up here says that I am offline. So now all of these changes that I'm making, I'm just going to make a random change and then delete it, of course. Up at the top here should tell me that it's saved offline. Offline changes will be synced when you go back online. This is a really useful feature. It still auto-saves to a local cloud drive, but then updates as soon as you go back online. So let me just turn my Wi-Fi back on. Nope, that's not the Wi-Fi button. Wi-Fi button. Oof. Okay, technical difficulties. Back to this. It will in a moment come back online because I should be online now. There it is. Okay, so it's back online. Now all changes are saved in Drive again. So that's a really cool feature. And in fact, for your phone, you can actually click on some of the files and say and have the option to make it available in offline mode. Okay, I've talked your ear off for a few minutes now. Let's get to the really cool features that make it my absolute favorite word editing tool. To start with is the inline comments feature. You can insert inline comments about any piece of text by highlighting and selecting either the insert comment button under the insert tab here, or you can just highlight text and click on the handy dandy comment button that pops up. And the comment remains inline. It highlights the text that it goes to, or you can click on the highlighted text to pull up the comment. It's out of the way, off on the side here, doesn't affect how you can read the text. Really useful feature. And so I use it for editing when I'm the editor to explain to the author something about their text and they know what I mean. I don't have to describe the text because it's just right there. Vice versa, they can do the same thing for me. Now, sharing. You can also allow who's allowed to look at your documents using the share tool up here, this little blue button in your top right corner. You click on it And you have this little bar here, anyone can view. If you hadn't gotten this yet, you would have to click shareable link to load this window. However, anyone with the link can view. So anyone I hand this link up here to can view this document. Now I can change this to say they can comment or they can edit it. I recommend not adding edit to anyone you do not trust, as they can directly edit the document, which I'll explain in a moment. Now for sharing anyone and comments, so if I were to click on this again and say anyone can comment, anybody looking at this would then be able to pull this up and make comments on it. What also comes with that is what is called suggestions mode. This is, yes, I almost forgot. Cool little thing. If you'll give me a moment, I'm going to try to log in on my phone to demonstrate this next feature. So if anyone else logs into this document, this little icon pulls up. Now, where is, here we go. Little icon comes up on screen indicating that somebody else is in the document. It should show up right about here. For some reason, it is not doing that, but it's usually, they have a little icon like anonymous wombat or anonymous raccoon, anonymous llama, that shows you that someone else is viewing the document, and they'll get a green blinking cursor that shows you where they are. So I find that super useful when I'm working with somebody else live. So suggestions mode, as I said, with comments, this is a great feature for editing because it allows you to regulate how much control your editor has over your documents. If you've allowed sharing and commenting, it automatically becomes available to anyone with commenting privileges. You can set over here, they can come over here and click on suggesting. This editing button will not be available to anyone you don't give editing rights to. I'll explain editing in a moment, even though it's self-explanatory. With suggestions mode, this shows up inline, and it has these text box over on the side. So if I think this is a good idea, I can click the check button, or if I think it's a bad idea, I can reject it. So that makes it really simple to use. With editing, of course, you can make direct edits, so I can directly delete these things. There's no comment box, there's no green text, it's just changed. So I don't recommend giving these privileges to anybody who you do not trust. However, if you do trust your editor, it's a great feature for allowing them to quickly and efficiently clean up your work without much required communication between you two. Now, chat mode. I can't demonstrate right now because, unfortunately, it doesn't seem to recognize my phone as a different person, which I guess I'm kind of happy for. But if you were to click on the little icon that would come up here in the top right, it would pull up a chat box on the right side where you can talk just like an IM chat. And that is also a useful feature if you're with someone live, although honestly I would probably just pull up a voice chat through a different IM feature so I could just talk to them directly. However, one of my favorite features is the document outline on the right side here, which you can make this go away and you can pull this back up under Tools, the document outline. It has these little links that jump to different places in the document, and it outlines them by heading. This text is heading 1, this text is heading 2, and this text here is heading 3. So it shows up that way. I find this really useful for jumping to the most current chapter that I'm working on in a document without scrolling through all 87 pages. I'm sorry, 99 or 103 pages of that particular document. Yeah, I have a lot on that document. So I like to use this feature because it allows you to very quickly jump around without a whole bunch of scrolling. These are the key features that I think make up Google Documents as the most useful editing tool out there. This is why I highly recommend this program. And it's free, if I haven't mentioned that already. It's run by Google, who likes to make everything free because they run the internet at this point. So this is a brief tutorial of Google Documents. and I've run out of things to say because I didn't really write anything after that. So yeah, that's how you use Google Documents. There are more basic features that I could go through, but you probably already know them because, as I said, they show up in other word processors. But this is what sets Google Documents apart. It's why I exclusively use Google Documents at this point, and I hope that this helps you understand how best to use all the cool features that this program comes with. Thank you for watching. This has been a tutorial video for Google Documents.